Happy New Year 2013, and what better way to bring in the new year than to watch some Netflix? So in order to help with that, I've decided to make a few videos about videos or movies that I really like on Netflix, and so I've divided them up into different genres of movies. And so this video, this first one, is going to be about romantic movies. I should be making a new one tomorrow about horror movies, and so stay tuned for that. I plan on doing one about action-adventure movies, sci-fi, comedy, drama, and if you have any other recommendations, I can also do those. Here are the top 5 movies, romantic movies that you may not have heard before. Okay, so I should say with all these videos, I'm not going to put I guess, most popular ones. There are obviously some popular ones on Netflix, some romantic popular movies on Netflix, like Shakespeare in Love, which is a movie I love, No Strings Attached, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. I think that's it's a really long title. I think that's it. And Breakfast at Tiffany's. Runaway Bride is on there now, with Julia Roberts. There's a ton of movies. I'm going to include the ones that are maybe you haven't heard of, some more indie, less popular ones. In a Day is about a girl who's working at this sub shop, and she's approached by this guy one day, and he hits on her, and he does it in a very crude, vulgar way. And so she rejects him, and then he throws hot coffee on her, which ruins her day, obviously. And this really nice guy comes up and starts talking to her, and they end up spending the day together, and he does these absolutely amazing things for her, like buying her a whole new wardrobe, taking her out to eat at fancy restaurants, meeting his parents, and just doing really just great things for this person that he just met. And the whole movie, she's kind of suspicious of his motives. She doesn't really understand why he's doing this for her. And as a viewer, you also are kind of suspicious of his motive. And so it's a really suspenseful movie because it leads you in different directions. So it makes you think that the reason why he's doing all these good things is because of this. Or no, it's actually because of this or this and this. But at the end, you'll realize that it's something that I know that I had no idea. I was shocked by the, I don't know, not shocked, maybe really surprised by what happened. And it's just it's definitely the most thrilling romantic comedy I've ever seen because I had no idea what was to come. The 2 little kids, a boy and a girl, are inseparable until the little girl moves away. And then the little boy becomes obsessed with staying in this girl's life, knowing about her. And so when he's older, he moves to where she lives and then kind of just follows her around. Not necessarily on a day-to-day pace, but more so she moves, he moves. And so I guess it's kind of creepy because it's kind of stalkerish. But he never tries to communicate with her. His behavior isn't dangerous or isn't anything bad or malicious or anything like that. But anyways, she comes back to their hometown because her father is dying. And so she comes back, and this guy who is, he's really good at following her, so he goes back to their hometown as well, and he makes up this plan that he's going to tell this girl that he loves her. And it's, ultimately, it's really not a plot-driven movie, it's more of a character-driven movie because all these characters are really complex and, to be honest, screwed up. And I think the main point of this movie, I think, is just, I don't know, it kind of gave me the Holden Caulfield kind of vibe, the main character, the guy, because he's really kind of a childlike adult who is afraid to grow up. So yeah, I mean, if you are a fan of Catcher in the Rye, definitely check this video out, or check this movie out. And also, Rachel Bilson is in it, and so the OC fans, rejoice and see this movie. If you are a shy person, especially around those who you are romantically interested in, Romantics Anonymous is the perfect movie for you. It's this French movie about this woman who is just incredibly shy. She's a great chocolate maker, but because of her shyness, she doesn't want to take any credit for this chocolate making. And so she makes chocolate anonymously for years until the factory owner dies and she has to find another job. And so she goes to this other chocolate factory where she meets this equally shy guy who hides his shyness with just being mean. And so she doesn't like him at first, but then eventually they warm up to each other, and it's a really cute movie about emotion and shyness and love. There's this one scene where the girl and the guy are at this restaurant and they're on a date and they're talking, and he continuously has to go to the bathroom to change his shirt because he gets so nervous and he begins to sweat that he sweats through his shirt, and so he has to change it. And it's gross. I mean, sweating is usually gross, but it's a really cute movie. And so if you are a shy person, if you can relate to being awkward around people you may romantically like, then definitely check out this movie. Like Crazy is about an American boy and a British girl who fall in love when they are both studying at an American university. The problem is she's on a student visa, which I don't know a lot about student visas, but they seem like they're kind of pains in the butt because she has to leave right after she graduates. Well, she doesn't want to. So she stays a while, and this really screws everything up, and ultimately it makes her unable to go to the US and unable to get another visa, and there's just a huge turmoil because of these few extra months that she stays in America. So it's a story about a long distance relationship and the troubles that go along with that. And the couple, they break up, and as a viewer, sometimes you really hope that they get back together, and sometimes when they are together, you hope that they break up, and so there's a real big tug-of-war of emotions for them as well as the viewer. I think if you have a long-distance relationship, I think you can relate to it. And then also Jennifer Lawrence, who is the star of Hunger Games as well as the Book of Silver Linings. I think that's what the playbook, Silver Lining Playbook, or something like similar to that. Anyways, she's in it, and I kind of have a girl crush on her, so that just kind of reinforced that. Cherry is about a young man who is a freshman at an Ivy League college who is caught in a love triangle with an older woman and her 14-year-old daughter. I guess the main point, and it's a romantic comedy, but it's also kind of a testament to what a lot of young people feel when they graduate high school, when they're in college, when they graduate college, and other points in their life. It's a really interesting take on what a lot of people experience. I think it's a relatable movie. It's heartfelt. It's really well acted, and it's kind of a good movie to watch when you don't have anything to do some night and just kind of reflect on your own life. I will be back tomorrow with 5 horror movies that you should see, and just to kind of give you a teaser, there will be a few movies that are kind of funny that are also horror movies, and then there will be one movie that I think is the scariest horror movie I've ever seen. I will see you later. Have a nice rest of your January 1st, and hope your 2013 is amazing.